Mitsuki Laycock, or Mitski Miyawaki, is a 32-year-old Japanese-American singer-songwriter who was born in Mie Prefecture, Japan on September 27, 1990. She has a ton of well-known songs, her most popular having to be Washing Machine Heart from her 2018 album, Be the Cowboy. But let's dig into her life a bit more, huh? Mitski is the daughter of an interracial couple, her father being a white man and her mother being a Japanese woman. Her father was employed by the Department of States for the United States, which had Mitski and her family moving around a lot for his job. She's lived in many different places, Turkey, Czech Republic, and Malaysia, just to name a few, before her family decided to settle down in the United States. At a young age, she had shown to be interested in music, as she sang in her school's choir at 18 years old, and she also played the piano. Despite being into music at a young age, Mitski had actually enrolled into Hunter College, one of New York's 75 public universities, to study film. Not long after, she just felt like being a film student didn't suit her and it just wasn't what she wanted. So she eventually transferred to a liberal arts college, SUNY, or SUNY, I don't know how to pronounce it. SUNY Purchase College's Conservatory of Music, where she decided to pursue music and study composition. Despite being enrolled in college, Mitski still managed to push out not one, but 2 albums. Lush, which came out in 2012, and Retired from Sad, New Career in Business, which came out in 2013. Both of these albums are entirely based around piano composition with lovely vocals, and she refers to both of these albums as nothing more than student projects. Not only did she make those lovely 2 albums, she also met someone there at college, a man named Patrick Hyland, who acted as her producer after she fleshed out her album Lush. While she was still in college, she collaborated with a lot of other artists, even if the music was quite different from the type she was making at the moment. She was even the vocalist for Kavinsky's Nightfall. After graduating from SUNY in 2013, she was the vocalist for a prog metal band that didn't last long, Voice Coils. And I don't know how to describe their music. It's really nice. Here is a small clip of it actually from one of their songs. I find myself hearing verses from other songs, melodies I heard in a dream where your eyes turn wide. After that, quite possibly when the band was over, she decided to produce another album, Bury Me at Makeout Creek, which came out on November 11th, 2014. Through this album, it is obvious that Mitski's composition has grown past piano, and she was using other instruments as well, incorporating different types of guitars that serve as a nice contrast compared to what her other 2 albums were comprised of. As of editing this, I realized it would probably be best to give an example, so one of the best examples would be the song Jobless Monday on the Bury Me at Makeout Creek album. 2015, on December 22nd, Mitski signed with an Indiana-based record label, Dead Oceans. From here, she announced Puberty 2, which was her 4th studio album on March 1st, 2016. It is also important to note that before the album came out, Mitski had already released 2 of the songs that were going to be on the album, Your Best American Girl, and Happy. Puberty 2 then released on July 17th. When this album was released, a lot of people jumped all over it and there were a ton of music critics giving their opinion on it. Not long after, the 5th song on the album, Your Best American Girl, was officially placed in number 13 as one of the best songs around 2010, according to the Rolling Stones. 2018 was a big time for Mitski, as one of her songs on the album that she released this year, Washing Machine Heart, could be considered to be her best known song due to the way it had spread around these days on platforms such as TikTok and Instagram. Be the Cowboy, Mitski's 5th album, was released on August 17th. Though she did post songs from the album, such as Geysers, Nobody, and Two Slow Dancers, by themselves before releasing them on the album with other songs. When this album came out, a lot of music companies, such as Consequence of the Sound, Pitchfork, and Vulture, named Be the Cowboy as Album of the Year. After leaving the music scene for a while, Mitski eventually came back to the scene in 2020, releasing a song called Cop Car that was going to be released on her new album Laurel Hell, which eventually came out on February 4th, 2022. By the way, in my personal opinion, the best song from Laurel Hell is Should Have Been Me. Mitski's music style has varied over the years, and you especially see that in her 2022 album Laurel Hell, where it sounds like she's taken inspiration from bands in the 90s and 80s such as Hall & Oates and Tears for Fears. A lot of her songs are heavily up for interpretation, but there are a few that talk about her struggles as an Asian American woman, such as Strawberry Blonde. This song talks about the beauty such as Strawberry Blonde. This song talks about the beauty standards in America and how she feels like she will never be able to even come close to those standards. Liquid Smooth talks about how useless one in this day and age would feel or become when she no longer holds the beauty that everyone knew her to have. And that's all there is to say.